Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Safety Systems. When you see that name, you think of security systems, of course, because they are tops in town in terms of protecting your family, protecting your home, protecting your business, protecting your property. Safety Systems. But also, J.J. Surlis, another VFL, does a great job over there. Get in touch with him for all your home audio, video needs, for all your business audio, video needs. They have set up 3D projector systems for one of the biggest companies in town. Just in tremendous stuff, cutting edge stuff. And if you want a man cave where everything's kind of hidden and tucked away to where the wife isn't upset that it's just, consoles everywhere, they can hide that stuff, push a button, all it comes open. It's like the Bat Cave. Safety Systems. Find out for yourself. All right, back with Jimmy, Sterling, David, Daniel, and way over there at the Safety Systems scoreboard, Chuck Cavaleras. Chuck, I turn it over to you.
Well, thank you, John. And real quick, I think I have a new maxim for the University of Tennessee. The team that makes the most field goals might be undefeated.
Ooh.
And that would be Tennessee.
Good.
Okay, moving right along.
Goodness.
David Ligon, we all gave the offensive line threes, yet Tennessee almost doubled the rushing yards Alabama was allowing. Why didn't we bump it up to a 5?
For me, it boiled down to, we gave up 5 sacks, and some of that's on the quarterback holding a little bit too long, but if he's going to do that, you got to step up as an offensive lineman. But all those sacks didn't come necessarily from the freshmen; they were scattered about. But you keep the quarterback's jersey clean a little bit more, you're getting a 5 in my book. But that being said, I'm super proud of how the freshmen played, rushing the football. It's a team effort. I mean, it's not just the line, it's not just the backs, it's not just the quarterback carrying out a fake or anything like that. So, they played well, but not enough to be above average.
Okay, and then Daniel is the former defensive lineman. We were all on board with the 5s. It was the defensive line's best game of the year. Just tell us a little bit about how that happened.
I think it goes back to they just got healthy. And again, I talked about before with Jason McVay getting those guys healthy. You've seen Vereen out there with a burst that I don't think we've seen from him all year. You look at Owen Williams, even Danny O'Brien just looked more healthy, like they were coming off the line a lot faster. And so with that, I thought they just played faster, played better, and went back to their basics, went back to their technique, and got off the football.
And Jimmy Himes, I've got to get an explanation on, you have the only 5 for the wide receivers, yet running back Alvin Kamara was the leading receiver. How do you explain that?
A challenge.
Well, I'm the only one paying attention. I didn't think there were no drops among the receivers. I thought they threw some key blocks as well. Juwan Jennings blocked that helped spring for a touchdown, so I gave them a positive mark for that. Also, I think they had 2 PPUs. So that's a pass broken up. There were potential interceptions where they fought to make sure they were incomplete. So I gave them a mark up for that.
And Josh Smith deserves credit as well. I thought Gary Danielson was an interesting stat yesterday that out of every 4 passes thrown to him, he's caught 3 of them. Mm-hmm. That's pretty good. Tells me throw more to him. Chuck, go right on.
And then Pearl, man, I got to check with you. Not quite as much love for the quarterback position as we've seen from you in the past. What's going on with the 3, man?
Well, it's hard to give a 5 when we don't win. But Josh is an incredible quarterback, an incredible talent. I would like to have not him take the sack to get us the field goal pushed back. I think he could have made a couple of throws that could have been completions versus breakups. Coach Stevens and Coach DeBoer is working real hard with our quarterback position. We have an exceptional quarterback. Now I want to see the exceptional play, which I know he's capable of doing.
Early on, I thought he was more accurate early, I thought. It was certainly on the routine throws. We've said that this year. Boy, if he could ever make the routine throws look routine. And when Tennessee moved the ball those first couple of drives, I thought that was what he was doing. Then he starts throwing a couple up for grabs. Yeah. It could have been one of those. He was getting hit when he threw it.
Right.
But I will say this: his yards per attempt was under 6 in the first half. It wound up being up around 8 at 7.8. That's a positive number.
John, to your point, Josh Dobbs started 6 of 7, but then he was only 4 of 12.
There you go. Sterling, what were you going to say?
No, I was going to say, you got to take into account that he's taking those hits. So sometimes that little soreness in the arm might hamper your accuracy. But he's good enough to overcome that. Josh is an exceptional quarterback.
Chuck, I think you've already fired your shot at the special teams, but I noticed you and Daniel Hood both the ones. Daniel gets an asterisk by his one because he was going to go lower than 1.
Well, I mean, you've got to start making some of these field goals. I mean, I thought the one at the end of the half.
51-yarder, though.
Well, I know, but then if you're not going to be as accurate from there, but going 0 for 3, the first miss really hurt, and then you didn't outshine Alabama, you didn't flip the field in the punting game. And they neutralized you. I think Evan Berry only had one kickoff return for 31 yards. So you just didn't get enough there to make a difference in the game.
And going into that game, that's a great point. I think going into that game, everyone said, well, you're going to have turnovers. You didn't get a lot of turnovers. You did bait them into one, though. The coaching staff baited them into one. And you're going to have to win the special teams battle, and they did not win the special teams battle. So, all right, when we come back, we are going to take your questions, the questions that you have tweeted to us, and we're going to put them to our VFL panel. Come on back on the Sports Source.